Hello and welcome to another exclusive interview for Metal for Africa. Today we are focusing on Kill Frenzy. We are joined by Carl Retif, the bassist and vocalist. Hello and welcome.
What's up?
How are you doing? Are you comfy?
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, comfy as can be. And yourself?
Yeah, no, I'm doing fantastic, thanks. Most important,
Awesome.
most important question, starting off, are you excited for Metal for Africa?
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I think I speak for the whole band when I say that we've been super keen since we got invited, and can't wait for it to finally be here.
Wow, awesome. So let's learn a bit more about Kill Frenzy. You guys started, I know it was a bit before COVID, but can you tell me when exactly did you guys start? And
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, we started around 2017. We've been going for quite a bit. A lot of stuff happened, members coming and leaving and whatnot, and to finally get to where we are now.
yeah, and for anyone who hasn't heard you, how would you describe your music?
It's always a tough question. I would say it's like soulful groove metal. I think from the inception of the band, we've always tried to stay away from like labels or choosing a particular subgenre to fit into. Just because if you classify yourself as death metal or thrash metal or doom metal or whatever, subgenre you want to classify yourself as, you kind of pigeonhole yourself and put yourself in a box where there's certain riffs and tunings and BPMs and drum beats that fit into, that mold. And from the get-go, we were pretty much just like, we want to make some heavy music, but we don't want to do a specific genre. So it's always hard to answer that. But I guess we'd probably be like groove metal-ish. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And you mentioned there's been members in and out, but your current members, how did everyone meet?
Yeah, so interesting story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no,
Story
let's
time. I'll
go.
try to spare all of like the band politics and whatever. But it's quite an interesting story where I was in a band previously, and pretty much around the time where that was going to die out because the guitarist was moving back to Pretoria. Life happens, whatever. I got an invite to come and try out for Kill Frenzy. So went, did a session with them, and the rest was history. They were like, cool, man, come and do some vocals. And that's how I met Guthrie. And then we always just clicked musically and got along very well. And years prior to that, when I just actually got out of school and moved to Cape Town, or like Stellenbosch side, I had met Conrad. So I was probably like around 19 years old. And then we tried to put a band together. We did a couple of sessions, and again, just like musically, when me and him used to jam together, it's there's some sort of magic where we really just click with one another. So that never ended up going anywhere. I went on holiday and they stole all of our equipment out of like the room I was staying in back then, which was literally pretty much just like a bar fridge and a mattress and then a drum kit in the corner and a couple of guitars lying around. And we just kind of decided, well, it's probably not going to work or going to happen. And fast forward to years later, where a lot of the people were out of the band, and it was pretty much just me and Guthrie at the time. And I had taken over bass duties as well as the vocals, and then Guthrie on guitar. And actually, at a Metal for Africa, we ran back into Conrad. And as things worked out, he was actually not working away as much as he used to because, he used to actually travel quite a bit. And on the spot, we were pretty much just like, man, you got to be our drummer. So yeah, it's quite a full circle moment, being able to play Metal for Africa, and that's kind of where the three of us, reconnected. Was at a Metal for Africa gig, just going to watch other bands.
Oh, that's really awesome to hear. Now we got how
That was it.
everyone met. Let's go a little bit more detail about yourself. You are the bassist and vocals, as you mentioned. You're taking over bass. What do you do? What's your role in the band apart from your instrument?
I would say probably the mediator, which is quite funny, I think, to anybody who knows me, because out of the three of us, I am definitely like the most hateful and like angry one of the bunch. But somehow I kind of tend to do a lot of the mediation, and just we have three very strong personalities in the band, and mostly we get along very well. But there is an odd, scuffle that we have, or disagreements, and then I tend to be the one to be like, you know what, let's just sit down together, sort it out, try to see it from a different perspective. And mostly it's just like making sure that whatever points they have to get across gets across in the right way, not to like, start a fight over it or whatever. So I guess, I would probably be like the peacemaker or the mediator of the band.
Yeah, that's a very important role to have. Yeah,
Hells yeah, man.
and so what is your color to success? A totally serious question and not a random thing that I just threw out.
Yeah. Well, I guess my mind says black, and I know probably in the comment section you'll find people that are like, no, that's not a color. It's like the absence of color, but in the spectrum of no color to color, it's still a color, I guess. But I guess probably, metal is pretty black,
Yeah, awesome. That's staying true. So
Hells yeah.
let's move on to Conrad Fossler. He's your drummer, and what do they bring to the band apart from their drums?
Man, with Conrad, I would actually have to say the first word that comes to mind to describe what he brings to the band would be passion. It's just, all three of us have a lot going on in our lives and, a very busy schedule. But him especially, he actually has, multiple businesses that he runs. He stays the furthest away out of the three of us for when we have band practices and stuff. Then also he got engaged now last week. Also, he has kids and stuff, so for him to do the effort and to come out and drive all the way out to band practice and the gigs, and he's always the first person that would be like, if you can't make a band practice, let's work in two next week. So I definitely think he brings passion to the band. He really wants to do it, and he's there because he wants to be there, not because he feels like he's forced to or to keep up pretenses.
No, congratulations to Conrad for his engagement.
Definitely, man. He can juggle life better than most people.
So you mentioned passion as a very descriptive word for him. Are there two other words you would use to describe Conrad?
I think it would probably be three words, which would probably be always the same. Conrad's one of those guys where you can, see him one day where everything's going well, and he'll treat you well and be happy-go-lucky, and you can see him when the whole world is gone to shit and everything is going wrong in his life, and he'll still be the exact same person and treat you with the same level of respect. So I guess it would be always the same. He's just never changing.
Awesome. And last but not least, Julian guitar and vocals, Guthrie Gorham. What do they bring? They've been part of the band for quite some time, you mentioned. And what do they bring to the band apart from their guitar and vocals?
I think, again, if I had to put down a single word to define it, it would probably be drive. Where Connie has a lot of passion and he wants to do it. I would definitely say Guthrie's the driving force in the band, and he has been since the inception of the band. Where he's the type of guy who does all of the nitty-gritty stuff that nobody else really wants to do, like keeps up with our socials, he organizes gigs, he organizes band practice. We actually had a running joke that we used to say he's our unofficial band manager, because he honestly just goes over and above. Whenever there's anything to be done with a band, Guthrie's there, from merch to social media, you name it, to he handles it. So I would definitely say he brings that driving force to the band, where he keeps everything going, where we kind of let it slide sometimes.
Oh. And if you could describe him as a Pokemon, what kind of Pokemon would they be?
Okay, now I might get some hate for this too, from all the 90s kids. I did watch Pokemon, but I wasn't like a religious follower of it. But if I had to just off the top of my head think of one, I guess it would be Pikachu, because he's like the type of guy that you don't want to put in a Pokeball, and you need him out there for when the shit goes down, right? And then I watched quite a bit more Digimon. I think it's because the characters actually spoke and they didn't just repeat their names. I think if I had to say Digimon, though, he would be War Greymon. I would definitely go with that.
Oh, that's a good choice. That is one of the Digimon I remember. My Digimon knowledge is very poor. My Pokemon knowledge, I cannot compete with the youth of today. I remember the original.
No, not at all.
I kind of remember the original, like, first 100 odd Pokemon, and then now it's like 10,000 Pokemon or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, okay,
Definitely.
that bag of trash is a Pokemon. Cool.
Definitely. Like, and how they keep up with the names and like with the trading cards and everything as well. It's like, it's ridiculous how much has expanded since we were young.
Yeah. So, but now, going from the history of the band and now into future things. After Metal for Africa, what can people expect from Kill Frenzy?
Yeah, well, at the moment we are done with our album, like the writing process. So now it's pretty much just getting everything ready and pretty much getting funds together to go into a studio. So previously, with members we had and like kind of the headspace we were in, we're very much in the punk DIY type of thing, and kept everything very raw with our first releases. Where the new material very much feels like it needs to be a proper studio album. So now it's just finding the time and the finances to just go in and get it done. And then hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll probably be released within late this year or early next year. And with the album is going to be called The New Blasphemy.
Ooh, The New Blasphemy. I love that name.
Thanks, man.
Metal for Africa WinterFest 2024 happening on the 27th of July. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, what are you doing? Go follow the links below. What are you looking forward to the most at Metal for Africa? You've been to a few before.
Yeah. I think it's just the community. It really is just seeing a bunch of people that you haven't seen in a long time. I think metal gigs overall, especially in Cape Town, are getting few and far between. A lot of the venues, aren't really as eager to let metal acts play. And then when you play, it's very much area driven. So, it's like either in Cape Town and then you'll have the Cape Town guys over there. And, so if it's in Stellenbosch, you'll have your metalheads over here, where Metal for Africa is that one. It's kind of like Mecca for all of the metalheads, where they just all get together in one place and you get to see people you haven't seen in a while. So I think that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, is just seeing some of the older homies.
Oh, nice. And before we sign off, anything you want to tell our viewers?
Pretty much just grab your tickets, come and have some fun at Metal for Africa. And check us out on all the social medias and all of that stuff, like and subscribe and all, all that jazz. And then, we'll see you at Metal for Africa.
Yeah. Thank you, Carl, for joining us. Come to Metal for Africa.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Come through to Metal for Africa to see Kill Frenzy live at 6 p.m. Check the links below for more info on Kill Frenzy and their work. Cheers, and I'll see you on the 27th for a place of friendship and metal.